Hello guys and welcome again to a new WetalkUAV video. Today we are answering all those unsolved questions by you guys that you have been asking about the Osmo Action in our review, in our comparison, in our Osmo Pocket comparison, in our attaching to drone video. So no more talking, now let's go inside. Hello guys and welcome again to a new WetalkUAV video. This is Alex with Chivo over there on the camera filming, and right now he's playing with his phone but he's not even paying attention to me. Whatever. First thing, HDR video, EIS, Rocksteady. We know that the Rocksteady is amazing, it's awesome, it's probably the best thing in this camera, but you just can't use both simultaneously. This means HDR video and Rocksteady are not being used simultaneously. A lot has been talked about the lens of the Osmo Action, and yes, it's a prime lens, but the interesting theory is that the clear imaging distance is 60 millimeters at farther. This means that if you put something closer than 60 millimeters in this case, or 6 centimeters to the lens of the camera, it won't be focused. Otherwise, everything behind that will be nice and shaped. Screen switch. Also, a lot has been talked about this great front screen, and people look at this, Chivo. And people have been asking whether it is a touch screen or not, and of course it's not. It's just a normal colored screen that you can actually change anything or so. So if you want to keep or change the settings, you just have to go back to the screen or to your phone and change them from there. Sandwich. If you want to switch from landscape to portrait mode, some people were asking if you had to press something or just get into the menu. No, just by doing this, you put it in vertical, everything inside changes, and you can just start filming in portrait mode and everything will be rotated 90 degrees. Tailor switch. Another very interesting question that nobody has talked about is sleep mode. Does the Osmo Action have sleep mode? And some people said yes, but no. It has screen sleep, but not sleep mode, which are two different things. It means that the screen does go into the sleep mode, but not the whole camera. Bear that in mind. Buttonhole stitch! Now let's talk about something a little bit complicated, and that it's audio. And we are filming later today and coming in the next days a full audio comparison and test of the Osmo Action and also with the GoPro 7. And stay tuned for that video because I think it will be very interesting. First of all, are you able to record audio with your phone? And the answer is no. You cannot. You can, of course, as we said in the review, attach a USB-C type mic and you'll be able to record voice. Now, a mistake that I did on the comparison was saying that the GoPro had only one mic, and up to now it is a little bit unclear because I have not gotten any pro info from any of the brands yet, because I don't know why. It's kind of complicated to get the info. So if you know that, please let me know in the comments. The GoPro does have 3 different mics on the camera, but the GoPro does only take simultaneously from one mic plus a second mic that uses noise cancelling. So on the Osmo Action right now, I do not know, as I'm waiting for confirmation from DJI how it works, but I can imagine it works the same way. One mic will be used as a noise cancelling to adapt a little bit the other mic recording. Again, I'm not sure about this 100%, so if you do know that, please help me in the comments. Look at my suspension bridge! Another very interesting question, and people have been asking, how long is the battery of the Osmo Action? And the battery is about 4 centimeters. Just kidding. How long is the battery life of the Osmo Action? And we have done a few tests, and we can say that, for example, when recording in 1080p 30, it can go up to almost 2 hours. 115 minutes approximately. But we're gonna use it in 4K, 30 or 25, and with the Rocksteady turned on, and then of course that decreases very much a lot the battery, and it goes down to 85 minutes. Definitely not longer than 1 hour 30 minutes. Now, another very interesting question that people have been asking quite a lot is, can you change saturation and sharpness on the Osmo Action? Because on our previous video on the comparison with the GoPro, they said that the footage from the Osmo Action does look a little bit sharper, or sometimes even a lot, really too sharp and a bit oversaturated and all that. And the answer is definitely no. you cannot change saturation or contrast on the Osmo Action yet. Let's talk about GPS, because in the beginning I thought that the Osmo Action had GPS, but now I've done a series of tests and I've been asking around also, and I can confirm now that the Osmo Action does not have GPS, while the GoPro 7 does. And of course the Osmo Action does not have HDMI output that the GoPro does. And you can't really live stream on the Osmo Action, which you can with the GoPro 7. So interesting to know too. Some other people were talking about water case, green filters for scuba diving and all that. And right now I have to say that we were promised that there was a specific water case for the Osmo Action. I've seen a few leaks, but I can't really confirm because they are not officially confirmed. So I expect it to come at some time, but what we've seen on the Osmo Pocket, so maybe I don't know exactly why this is also happening to the Osmo Action. Apparently, once the Osmo Action waterproof case is out, you'll be able to put and attach red filters, green filters for skydiving, not shit, or for diving into the water and all that. And remember that right now we do have regular filters and ND filters and polarized filters. In this case, we have the freewheel filters that, if you want to check them out, we'll leave you the link in the description. We've been using them. We're also publishing this week a video with them and doing some cinematic footage, so stay tuned to that, because it may be interesting to you. Get me a beer from the fridge! We don't have H.265 on the Osmo Action, which the GoPro does have and shoots in H.265. Now, HEVC codecs are a little bit more complicated. Some people like them, some people don't, because they make their PCs run slowly and all that. In any case, anyway, the Osmo Action does not shoot in H.265, but it does shoot at H.264 and 100 megabits per second. Also about the voice control, a lot of... Chivo is kind of sick today. Talking about the voice control, a lot of people have been asking in the comments, will I be able to talk to my GoPro, to my Osmo Action, sorry, in Spanish, in German, in French? Well, right now you are not able to. You're only able if you know Chinese, so probably some Chinese commands I was gonna do. Chivo, Jesus! I was gonna do some jokes in Chinese, but no. And in English, of course, you can do that. And the command list is just up to 5 or 6 commands right now, so we expect that to be enhanced in the next weeks for sure. And people have been talking about the time lapse and the time warp of the GoPro and all that, and we talked about this in the comparison with the GoPro 7. The Osmo Action does do a time lapse, but it does not do a hyperlapse. This means that you can do a time lapse with photos, but if you would start walking and running, it does not have the stabilization or rock steady yet on this camera, which we have seen in the Osmo Pocket. Is that true, Chivo? The Osmo Action does not have it right now. We expect it also to be in some kind of future, I hope, firmware coming. And now finally, a lot of people have been asking us whether, if they already have the GoPro Hero Black 7, if they should buy the Osmo Action. And I talked about this like 4 minutes in the conclusions of the review, but I'm gonna say it very fast here too. Basically, it is the same camera with a few added tools that will make your life a little bit more beautiful. For example, the HDR video. I'm a big fan of the HDR video. I don't know why, but I believe that the HDR video footage can be used directly right out of the camera. This avoids you if you just don't want to edit directly without having to touch a lot the colors and all that. So I'm a big fan of the HDR video. GoPro does not have HDR video. The front screen, it does help. I thought, okay, it's something that maybe I'm not using. Well, in all the tests we've done and performed in the past weeks, it truly helps you to move that little centimeter that you were cutting off your head when you were inside the car, and it truly helps a lot. So it's an improvement. I don't know if the GoPro 8 will have it, probably yes, but I don't know. Oh, and also for the people that do not really like the fisheye effect, you can use the D-Warp combined with the Rocksteady in 4K in this camera. This will straighten up your whole footage, and it doesn't even look like a action camera anymore. If you're a fan of that, the GoPro does not do it in 4K. Well guys, nothing really else to say. I hope that this helps. If there is a new firmware coming or anything like that, we'll be, of course, reviewing that and talking about that. We'll let you know in the next days. Stay tuned, hit the bell if you didn't hit it yet, because a lot of nice tests and night footage and all that is coming in the next days, so make sure to check it out. Nothing really else to say. Always remember to keep calm and talk Osmo Action.